So before I start the video, Laura from Tiny View wanted to see a maroon iris. She said she's never seen one. And these are some my grandma planted probably back in the 40s or 50s also. These aren't the exact plants, but they are from those same plants she planted. They're old world non-hybrid, and they're beautiful. Here's a look at another one of them. The rainstorm the other night didn't help them much, and they're kind of at the end of their growing cycle here, but they are beautiful. They're even a more maroon than the camera is showing, and these are it. So I really hope that you like them, Laura. I love them. Hello, and welcome back to Boho Style Part 2. This is going to be the base for the room box I'm making, and I've made it 11 wide by 14 long. I've just used foam core board. The sides are about an inch thick, inch high, and I've just done some reinforcing underneath. I will probably do some more as I get strips of the foam board that aren't good for anything else, like maybe I've cut them badly, which I do. So that's going to be the base. I forgot to peel that off, and honestly, it's not going to matter because, it's not going to show. So let me show you. First, let me say, I'm sorry I didn't do this build with you. I am a crafter who is continually changing my mind. I know what I want. I know how I want it to look, or at least I think I do. And then I get into the project, and then I'm like, oh, maybe if I did this, or maybe if I did that. And my process is rather jumbled up. It's kind of crazy. And in all honesty, I do drive myself crazy with it also. So, yeah, I didn't bring you along on the build part, or the pre-build. I haven't built it yet, obviously. And I will be bringing you along now as I go forward with this. But to figure out what I wanted, where I wanted it, how I wanted this to look, it wasn't pretty. Okay, so let's get on with this. So first I just have the back wall. It's just plain right now because another Cheryl moment where I can figure out exactly what I want to do with it. One part of me wants to make it brick. I think that would really set off the room really well. It's just going to be a plain wall, no windows, no nothing like that. So I was thinking, I love brick. Okay, I do. I don't know why, but I love brick. I mean, yeah, I just love brick. And so a part of me really wants to do brick. But then I'm like, do I really want to peel the top layer of the poster board or whatever it is I put over the top of this stuff? Do I want to really make all those tiny little bricks? And it's like when they show the good angel and the devil or whatever on here. So there's one part of me is going, yeah, do it. The other part of me is going, oh my God, Cheryl, do you know how long that's going to take? And you're not really good at straight lines. I'm not. And so I've got this little thing going back and forth. So I need to make a decision on this. Brick or no brick? I love brick. And I'm sorry this is not focusing. Here, focus on that. There we go. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was terrible. It doesn't like weight. So anyway, yes, there is the brick or no brick dilemma. One side is going to win. I just don't know which. But I'll get it figured out. I have to work today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, so yeah, I have time to figure it out. Okay, so yeah. Now, the next wall I did was I decided I wanted a door. Not an actual opening door, but like looking like it was going off into, another room, another space. And I didn't really, I'm going for boho, and I know the Moroccan thing features, a lot into boho. You see it a lot. And I didn't really want to do that. And believe me, I went back and forth on this door a million times. What kind of door do I want? Do I want this? Do I want that? And I finally ended up cutting a template out with the Cricut, which you can do by hand too if you're better at drawing things than I am. And so I decided on more of a medieval look door. It's really not going to show a whole lot. It's just going to give the illusion of, you know, a door, something going into another room. And I even debated leaving it open as like an archway. But then I was like, I got to figure out what to do behind that. Yeah. So anyway, I kind of went with a more medieval style door. And believe me, like I said, this went back and forth too. Now I set it up a little ways off of what is going to be the floor because I want just a very small step there. And I was kind of thinking maybe I want a tile step. I'm not sure 100%, maybe would, but the tile idea is kind of, you know, reaching out to me. And so what I did for the door was I used the very thin coffee stirrers for my main planks on my door. I also used cardstock for the surround of the door. I cut the coffee stick in half for these little parts up here. And then these were a bugger. Oh my God. I went on the Cricut and I was looking for just the old-fashioned door hinges. Well, there aren't any. Not that I can find. And so I was like, well, what am I going to do? So I found these things. And they actually are doubled, so there's this side and then there's, you know, it goes off to the same thing on that side. So I cut it at the middle. And these also had another decorative piece surrounding them. So it was like a pain getting that off the Cricut mat without ripping it. So I cut them off at the middle, and then I was like, but I want some dimension. So I glued the little pieces together, and this one came out kind of wonky. It's okay, it's an old door, it's an old house, it's fine. But I glued them together so I would have some dimension, and that was a fiddly little process that I don't really want to do again. And then down here with the black, just to, you know, kind of even it all out, I cut another coffee. This is an actual whole coffee stirrer like that. So then I just aged it with some Waverly antiquing wax, and, you know, where dirt or something might sit, you know, it is an old door. I just kind of went under it with some brown and black chalk pastel to give it kind of that shadowy effect. I think it worked. This on the side of the wall is not going to show because I want to use spackle or joint compound on my walls to give it kind of that, like a plaster effect. So that's what I want to be doing with those. I have an old thing of joint compound. I opened it yesterday and it was moldy. So yeah, I threw it out. So I need to get some more of that. Now the other wall across is going to be my window. I wanted a big, like, feature window, and I'm going to put this up so you're seeing it the right way. Okay, so this was my window. Now, I am no good at building windows. I really admit it, I suck. So that's a work in progress for me, is the windows. You know, I need to learn to make my windows. Anyway, so I found this on the Cricut, only it was only one side. I mean, the window was only, you know, this much drawn out, and I'm like, I want a big window. So I put them together, two of them, and this is what I came out with. I'm very pleased with it. I love this window, but again, another process where I kept changing my mind. I don't know how many windows I looked at on Cricut. I don't know how many different ideas I had. Even when I was putting it in, I was wanting to change my mind. So, yeah, it's agony, even for me. So, anyway, I did that, and then I was like, oh, maybe a stained glass pane here and there, just for a little bit of character. So what I did was I used alcohol ink, and I used it on the what would be the outside of the room. And I just kind of let it run and flow. So it looked old, and, you know, and it was just supposed to be colored panes of glass, no design. And just a few of them. So that's how that happened. Now what I want to do with this window, and I think this is going to look really cool, if I don't change my mind, is I want to make it look like it's recessed into the room. So there will be pieces on each side and across the top, and then I think the bottom, it's going to go all the way across the room, and it's going to be just like a, you know, like a shelf on the one side kind of But anyway, yeah, I definitely want to recess that window in because I think that is going to, give it the best look. And the reason I have the painter's tape on right now is because I am going to be using that joint compound as soon as I get it. So I'll probably bring you along when I start doing that. I will bring you along when I start doing the floor. I will bring you along when I start doing the brick. And we'll put this thing together and see what we come out with. I think it's going to be, I don't know, I'm so super excited about this series because I love boho. It's like, yeah, it's like, I wish I had thought to do a whole house that way, but I haven't. So I will be back when I figure out what I'm doing with the, probably this wall will be next because I'd like to get all my walls done before I put my flooring in. So I will be back and it will probably be a continuation of this video or not. I don't know. And then because boho is whatever, I have got this cool painting of this peacock. And it's very dark. You can't really see it, but I love it. So I'm definitely think I'm going to be using this. And if you, and this is one of those I use my miniature canvas technique on. I made the frame, kind of had a problem with that, but it's old. But yeah, that's when I use my miniature canvas thing, and I will probably put that up in the corner, the link to that. So anyway, I think that is going to be it for today. And I will probably be back to finish up this video with you when I figure out what I'm going to do with this wall. See you in a while. Okay, so did you catch it? Did you hear me say brick? And I said I would be back and we would be doing the floor and the walls, the brick. Okay, it's gonna be brick. So while I think I'm gonna leave this video here today, and I will get this wall peeled. I'm gonna peel the paper covering off of this so that the foam itself is exposed because I think, in detailing and all that, that's going to give me the most realistic brick. So yeah, we're going to do brick. It's going to be brick. So I will be back when I've got this all peeled off, and this will be part 3. I will do the brick. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope you all have a really great week. Bye-bye.